Hey guys, it's me, Meteor, and if you guys are wondering what theme I'm using for my team, if you didn't already know, well, it's Kirby, because Kirby is awesome. Where's its hat? Well, actually, its hat is actually from Club Nintendo. I actually put it on there because I thought it looked awesome on Kirby, personally. Hold on. Yeah, I'll fix it later, whatever. But yeah, it took me a while to figure out what Pokemon to use for my team. I really tried to think of Pokemon that looked like the Kirby character at hand and actually acted like them. I have a list here of all the Pokemon that I didn't get to use, but Pokemon that I did have in mind. There's Wispy Woods, which would have been Shiftry, because that has that little nose like Wispy Woods does. That has the green. It just overall is probably the best representation of Wispy Woods there. Plus it could use stuff like I forget, but anyway, Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, Lunatone and Solrock. People who know Kirby know what I'm talking about. That they're both the sun and the moon. They're always battling with each other, or battling others with themselves, like teammates and stuff. And they each have their own unique powers and their own traits and differences. Then there's Kracko. Kracko, of course, is a floating Cyclops cloud that shoots electricity. I think Magnezone is probably the best representation of that since it floats. It's Cyclops, who only has one eye, and it shoots electricity. Adeline, Smeargle, that's pretty obvious. Adeline's a painter that paints things and they come to life. Smeargle pretty much just sketches abilities and gets them. Drasha and Spiritomb. Okay, if you haven't seen Drasha in her soul form in Kirby Canvas Curse, you cannot deny that it looks almost exactly like Spiritomb. And yes, I know Kirby Canvas Curse came before Pokemon not Pokemon Black and White, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. So yes, I know if anything it would be Spiritomb copying off Drasha, but I don't think that's the case. I just think they look really, really similar. There's Dark Matter and Weezing. That one I'm not exactly too proud of. I couldn't think of anything else to use for Dark Matter. So I just decided to go for 02 instead. And you're going to see which Pokemon that is. I think it's the perfect representation of 02. Hot Wings. Making its only and first appearance in Kirby's Epic Yarn, which I don't consider a real Kirby game. Oh my gosh, but it has, like, stuff, it has Kirby. It's automatically a Kirby game. Okay, I played Kirby games for years. That is not a Kirby game. I mean, yes, it has similar traits, but it's not the Kirby we was expecting. And overall, it got boring after, say, the 5th chapter. Or 4th, I forget which one. Anyway, then the last one is Dark Nebula from Kirby Sugar, which is by far the worst game in the series, and Starmie. So, what games did I actually use? Or what characters I actually use? Well, you're going to find out in this video, and I'm not going to have an outro or an intro for any of my other videos, because I'm going to have them split up separately so you can watch them at your own convenience. I did, however, add in music, depending on the setting the mood, or the battle, and who was a big star in that match. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you watch the battle, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, here we go, a battle with Camuswat. He leads off with Daft Hands because he has a Daft Punk team, and I lead off with Marks. Why is Jirachi Marks? Well, in the game, Marks wears a jester hat and made a wish upon Nova to control Popstar, and since Jirachi is a wish maker and wears a jester hat, I think it's the perfect representation of Marks. Technically, Nova was one who granted the wish, but still you get the point. So anyway, I used Thunder, and if you're wondering why am I using Thunder, well, after Serene Grace, Thunder has a 60% chance to paralyze the opponent while doing 120 base power, and since I have a wide lens, it's essentially it's just an inaccurate Thunder Wave with a great amount of power. It's essentially what it is. So anyway, I'm paralyzed now because he used 2-Wave me first round with his Zambi Pump, which I didn't expect, and he uses Bulk Up underneath the sub while I get paralyzed, and then he uses Fire Punch on me, which will not kill me, but I still get paralyzed again. So, not looking good. Not looking good at all. He's pretty much outplaying me completely so far, and I would be really mad if I lost first round in the tournament, because I put a lot of thought into these Pokemon I put on this team. So I said in 02. Why is 02 Togekiss? Well, in the game, 02 was actually resurrected as pure hatred, and it hated itself so much it actually cries blood and wanted to bring hatred upon the world. So, essentially, Togekiss is the most hated Pokemon in the metagame aside from maybe Blissey, and because of that, I think with all the flinch hacks and all the stuff it does, it's essentially bringing its hatred upon the Pokemon metagame. So I think 02 is the perfect name for it, and it looks somewhat like 02 as well. Well, anyway, you get the point. Then I set in Gliscor here, which is my Meta Knight, which I use Swords Dance, Swords, Meta Knight. Anyway, I make a really risky move here. I leave it in, predicting him to predict the switch, because I wasn't sure between Lovely Kiss or Ice Beam, but he goes for Hidden Power, predicting the switch. I'm like, yes, that worked out perfectly for me. You were out predicting me this entire match, but finally I pull it back, and I get back the Meta Knight. Good job. Now, he probably has another Pokemon that can counter me, but still, I'm doing good so far. He sends in Daft Hands, his Ambipom again, and U-turns. I'm not sure what he was trying to pull. Maybe he's U-turning onto a Pokemon that can actually take a Earthquake? No, he sends in Machamp. What was your thought process with that exactly? Just asking. Curious. So then he sends in a Pokemon that completely counters Gliscor. He sends in Cresselia. And he's going to go for a Reflect Stall, so I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for 3 Swords Dances, just wait for your Reflect to wear off, try to Ice Fang you to freeze you, and hope you freeze to death. But after a while, I'm realizing something. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I losing so much PP so fast? I know I didn't use that many Ice Fangs yet. Does this thing have... No, it can't. No, it's a Cresselia. It has Levitate. It can't have Pressure, can it? I want to go for Earthquake to find out, and it does have Pressure. I'm like, wow. Well, you're screwed in 2 ways. For 1, you'll probably be disqualified for using a legal Pokemon to begin with, and for 2, your Reflect wore off, so now you're going to be screwed by another Earthquake. So, you lost your only good, because your Cresselia doesn't have Earth, or doesn't have Levitate, Meta Knight's probably going to destroy your team. Horribly. It's going to completely tear through it, more than likely. So it goes down. I'm not even sure what hidden power this thing had. Probably fire or something. I'm not sure what hidden power it had. All I know is that he left it in for some odd unknown reason. So yes, I'm doing pretty good so far. He sends in Stella, his Gardevoir, wow. And I used Earthquake on that, which will kill it off, no problem. I thought it was Scarf at first. I realized it's not Scarf. I'm like, maybe it's Spect. I don't know, because yeah, I just don't know what you are. So then he sends in Daft Hands again. He's going to go for a return, but since Gliscor has, naturally good defenses, that's not going to do jack. So I go for an Earthquake, and that will destroy you after +3 attack. No, +6 attack. So I used 3 Swords Dances. That's right. So you're going down from Earthquake. So, alright, I'm going to be pulling off a sweep with Meta Knight here. If only Meta Knight did this good against Kirby. So then he sends in Burn-In, his Blaziken. So I'm like, game, set, match. Your Blaziken's going to go down in flames, and of course, that's going to be good game.